Hello everyone, my name is Jasmo, and today, already stuttering, today we're gonna be coloring this scary little dude, and maybe something else if we finish this early, but this set of lines is from Mortal Shinobi on DeviantArt, and you can find their lines right here. Mortal Shinobi, this is the Aquatic Xeno, or Xenomorph. Let's see, I did ask permission to color this, and I've already done the flats. Now, the reason why I had it white is because it's a little hard to see, because our lines are black, but they don't have to be. Let's make them maybe a color that we can... Nope, we'll just keep them that way. We'll just keep them that way. Maybe change the flat colors around just a little bit. I was thinking more of a gray, kind of a more sharky gray. There we go, now we can see. And the green, yeah, we're gonna tweak things just a tiny bit. Let's see, I am a Predator and Alien fan, so I have not read the books or anything, but there's large communities out there that I've been a part of for quite some time. I'm not an expert or saying anything like that, but we've seen these guys a lot. We kind of know their color scheme a little bit. Okay, so that might be a little... We might stick with a green. We might stick with a green, or just a slightly different shade of green. Because, Xenomorph blood is kind of white, milky, greenish white, yellowy, kind of gross looking, and it's an acid. So if you compare their anatomy to us, and if they had gums, like we have gums, their gums would be a more concentrated color of their blood. So our gums are really pink. And it's not necessarily a more concentrated color of our blood. But hang on. I just remembered. These dudes had like metallic teeth. They don't really have bone teeth. Bone-colored teeth, I should say. They've got weird, shiny, chrome teeth. This will be an interesting color scheme, my god. We'll have fun with this. We will have fun with this. And also tweak things along the way. That, and I think that's all of those. Is there a tongue in here anywhere? I cannot tell. This looks like a double-decker of teeth. This might be a tongue right here. And then we have skin folds on that side, with another row of double-deck teeth. And then these guys. Alright. Alright. I do want to change the gum color, though. I really do. And it might be to a less saturated... a little bit more green. There we go. Now, it's not to say that's the final color, because the shading will look different. Shading will change things just a tiny bit. Okay. That's actually kind of scary looking. Maybe more so than what we had. Okay. Now the background is entirely black. If we turn our flats off, the background is entirely inked black, but thankfully we can color that. We don't have to color over it, we can directly color them. And the next question is a light source. Where do we put a light source? It could be this way. It could be this way. Kind of shining down here. The ink, the lines don't really give us a direction. Actually, they kind of do, since they're here, right here. That means light is more or less top down, but we have all of this that's not inked out in black. So we might have two light sources. Ooh. Yeah, we might have two just from looking at things. Oop, miss a spot. Dink. Nope. Oh, oh, wrong layer. Oh god. Nope. There we go. Dink that. Okay. Okay. We might do the teeth last, simply because Chrome. Chrome is weird. So let's... Oh god. Yeah, let's, I guess, test out some, color schemey things for shading. Grab that dude, because I don't know what color the water is here. It could be red, it could be green, it could be purple. We don't know. I kind of like the idea of red or pink. And we'll just look at it. We'll see what it looks like. If we don't like it, we can totally start over. Not a problem, because we're just going to put in some general shape. So this is the shadow color. Ooh. If that's the shadow color, and we have two light sources. Okay. We need a lighter color. Lighter color. So we're just going to really quick generally put in where some light is going to be. At least the top light can be one color. The bottom light can be another color altogether. It can be another color altogether. Kind of like so, maybe? Zoom out and see. The pink is a little much. The pink is a little much. So, then let's go a little crazy. And it's not going to be this strong. We're kind of thumbnailing the colors right now to see what we like. So that's going to be there. Yeah, just a little bit there. Wrong color. Hints. Let's see if we like the green. Zoom out, please. Thank you. Green? Green is pretty good. Because green lets the blue shine through a little bit, or the steely gray that we have. Okay. We can do that. We can totally do that. Now let's do it for reals. For realsies. And off we go. We are on basic simple. Okay. Just gonna make sure everything is on the right setting, because I was working on a pixel version of this icon down here in the lower left. Because I love pixel style art. Like Shovel Knight pixel style art. Like Dead Cells. That sort of thing. Okay, this is flipped over so it's facing upwards. Have a little bit of light trailing there, but not there. Thankfully we're on the right layer, the correct layer, and we will work with our shadow. We'll just kind of back and forth, light, dark, light, dark. Finding form and shape and blah blah blah. So we're loosely putting in a more detailed shadow. There's a lot going on here. A general shadow area through here too. Okay. Switch over to the green. So we're gonna underlight pretty much everything. Pretty much everything. Here, because there's a little kink in the tail fin right there. And right here. There we go. It's gonna be a little extra shiny. Oh, that's too big. Oh, ooh, that's too small. I was gonna say, we're just gonna kind of chill and relax today. Do some color work. There's only 3 colors. Oh yeah, there's only 3 colors of flats this time. It's kind of nice, simple. Mac, hello, good afternoon. Hope your day is going well. How are you doing? Oh, coffee. How are you doing today? What is that? There we go. There we go. Been home most of the day. Oh, what broke? If you don't mind me asking. That's no fun. Oh, the dryer. One of the most useful tools. I hope it wasn't laundry day today. Is that? What is that? Hang on. Oh, no, come here. There we go. Oh no, it's laundry day is every day. Oh no, well let's hope it gets fixed right quick. And that the dude actually shows up when they're supposed to. Whenever someone comes over to your house to repair something or look at something, it's like, may the odds be ever in your favor. That they show up on time. They're quick and concise about their work. And they can actually fix it. That's gonna be spooky. That's gonna be real spooky. And these are just the midtones. getting that hard edge off. There we go. I think we're getting things under control. Yes. Oh. Oh, dang. Woo dang, that sucks. But you get a new dryer out of it. Damn, man. Sorry about that. That's gonna suck. $100 just for the dude to show up. Man. That is crazy. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm in an analysis mode right now, just trying to see what is what. What is what? There we go. Oh dear. There we go. Ooh. Okay, I see. I broke it. I borked it. My fault, my bad. There we go. That fin was twisting in ways it should not have. There. That should be better. Yes, we do want just a little tiny bit. And... this, a little bit there. Okay. Man, oh man, this is almost like a puzzle. I think that's where it connects. things are not borked. So that seems a little too shiny. We'll lessen that shiny just a tiny bit. Okay. Yep, bring that in, bring that in. This dude. Hey, we're cooking pretty good now. Stick that up there. And we're still on just the midtones. Let's bring the light down from the top just a little bit more. We've got it there. Probably makes sense to have some roaming around here. I didn't even think of texture. Lack of planning. That's alright. Everything will be fine. Creepy. All those teeth. Ugh. Ugh. Sure, we'll make this backside dark. To put up the green. Half tempted to grab this guy and start doing this. Just kind of wiggle a little bit, break up that smooth. I would have loved to have thought of texture beforehand instead of just painting willy-nilly. Such is what I do, though. Gotta break the habit. Okay. In here it doesn't matter so much because we have some really hard geometrical shapes. But out here where things are smooth, they should not be smooth, essentially. See what that does. Okay. Oof. Yeah, texture is usually the last thing that is thought about. And it's mainly because how I've been practicing digitally painting for 8 years. Is you paint it in these nice smooth strokes, or not smooth strokes, and then you put the texture over it by using layers with bucket patterns. But recently I've been wanting to try to just start painting with the texture. Don't do that. There we go. And it's a hard thing to keep in mind that you need to start with the texture. It's nearly impossible to remember it. Until you get practice at it. You just start with whatever brush you feel like. Is this too big? Yeah. There we go. Except this texture might look like ass, and we'll have to do it all over again. Should have duplicated it first, just in case we didn't like it. That's alright. We can live with it. Usually. Ugh, you need to be tinier than that, man. Tiny. There we go. Tiny texture. There. Nice. Okay. Doot. Doot. Okay, let's try a darker color. Might be too dark. It might be perfect. Who knows? I'll add some sparkly shinies. This might not be the right brush. This might be the one that I'm looking for. Or it could still be this. Who knows? What do you look like? Okay. What do you look like? No. Nope. Ah, that's my bubble brush. There's that one. That one. What one were we using? Might have been this one. Yes. Okay. Sure, why not? We'll probably end up not liking it, and then I don't know from there. You can always blur it and use it as a base. Yeah. There. And then this guy too. We need smaller. Much Smaller, sparklies. Don't know why this thing gets sparklies texture. Just seems like a good idea. This can be bigger. There we go. How's this even looking? We don't know. We're zoomed in too much. Not awful? Kinda not awful? Kinda like it. It's growing. Put this in here before I forget that there's light down here. That's a little too much. There. Save. Oh my, save often. We had not done that yet. This seems too loose. Wonder why. Hi, Isabel. Hello, and thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you for stopping by today. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Things are treating you well. There we go. We're trying to decide if this texture is a good thing. It's not gonna work. Okay. It's okay. From out here, yeah. Kind of. The top, not so much. I don't know. From back here, that looks nice. You can make out everything except really this particular fin. Sure. Mirror color, nice and bright. There we go. Pink. There. Make that stand out a little bit more. That's better. Okay. We'll leave it for now, even it does obviously need work. It needs work. Is it this dude that we used? Kind of. I think so. Probably. Oh, that's huge. We need to break that up. Ooh, nope. Kinda not. Where is... Aha. I think this is what we used. Yes, there we go. Alright, this is gonna be huge. We just want a little wiggle. There we go. So we don't have any flat, like, transition places. The only places that we would have those are the ones that are in complete shadow, like that area. Like this area right here would be probably the only area to be in that shadow. Well, thank you, Isabel. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good internet connection most of the time. Ooh, the dark. The real dark. Kind of sink that shape back into the blackness. There we go. Just a little bit. Okay. How now I like. We just got a little... few more little areas. I think. We'll say yes. There we go. We'll add this in here too. There. There. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of texture missing. A lot. We moved from this dude to this dude. Okay. Drink. The texture gets just a little flat. Not... There we go. Just a little bit flat about here. Or else. Is it alright? It is. There we go. Sorry, stretching my neck. I'm like, it's already tense for some reason. Just... Oh, there we go. Much better. Oh, no. Too big. Come here. is you. Okay. Yep, my flex battery level is low. Noted. Duly noted. Wrong color. There we go. Gotta whisper or it won't work. No transparent fins for you today. Keep this on the simpler side, just a little bit. Okay. It's like running a marathon right now. Almost out of breath. We are gonna shadow this, but contrast it with this. There. Very nice. Slow internet connections are the worst. Especially when things start buffering. Oof. You're gonna get a little darker. Oh, no, you get back there. Save often. I'm just gonna... little hint of that light right there. Okay. Okay. Yeah. What? Now, maybe we take a break from the body to let it kind of rest and focus on something else? Gums? Gums sound like a good idea. These would have a different texture. Actually, they could have any texture we want to give them. We don't need to be realistic or what have you, unless we really want to be. Let's see, we have a blue light above. So, that would... no, a blue... a blue light, there we go, above, which make that a little more green. And a red light, no, a green light below, with a red shadow. Wow. A green light, should you make that more green? No, wrong. Crap. Crap. Just make that blue and use this green. Sure. Okay, we'll just kind of, we'll sink those colors in there. Now. Oh, not on the flats, come on. Blue. Green. Here we go. Redder shadow. There we go. Which would be like... everywhere. It would be everywhere. And our green light stops reaching at about the open mouth. Okay. So our green light stops about here. I think we'd only mainly see it here because this is above that, so this is practically all in shadow. Like, practically all in shadow. Yep. Alright. But the blue light heads all the way down. The blue light, if it's not underneath, if things aren't underneath of it, okay, we'd be able to see it. Green light, there we go. Blue. It's not really blue. Well, it is blue, it's just not... There we go. It was not blue enough. Okay. And we just messily put that in there for now. Okay. Now we can kind of take our time. These are just the mid colors, so there will be a darker color, maybe not so much a lighter color, but definitely a darker color. And then the eraser will also help us shade too. The teeth would cast shadow all over this bugger right here. That particular jaw set. I'm assuming that's the other side? Underneath what's going on? I can't really tell. The light is straight down, so these would be casting shadows straight down. Okay. Everything is curved. Green light's not going to reach up here, so this will be in shadow. Let's grab that new blue. There we go. And zoom in. Zoom way, way in. Picking our places here. There. This might actually get a little bit of light because it's curved outward. Sure. Kinda want to pick a darker color too, just... yeah, so we can start really putting things in. Okay. So we can start using the eraser here and there. There and here. It's not really gonna matter so much back here. Not back here. It's no man's land back there. Ooh, wrong color. It's okay. We'll keep doing this, okay. Oh, and there's my break. There's my break. We'll leave it like so. That's actually looking pretty decent here. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna get up, stretch, all that good stuff. If you've been watching for a while, I encourage you to do the same, and I'll meet you back here in about 3 minutes. Alright. We are back and doing things right after I check something. How much sleep did I get last night? We'll find out. While we continue. Yeah, okay. It says 7 hours, but I don't believe that. Definitely don't. Anyways. Back to it. And I'm gonna refresh my Twitch dashboard because it's not working. Wow, okay. Sure, fine. Don't work. I don't care. We're coloring. As I get all sorts of distracted. Come here, little dude. Come here. Sorry, one of my desk pets just decided, aha, there we go. Just decided to slump real hard. There we go. Get your tail out. There we go. Much better. Okay, everything is good. Everything is fixed. What are we doing? We're coloring gums. Gums of a very scary critter. Probably was supposed to be a tooth, but okay. It's all good. Yeah, we are gonna... Yep. 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 All the yeps. I don't know how you got light, but that's okay. Blue? Very blue. Alright, good blue. There we go. Incoherent sentences. That's what we all need. There. Shadows. Teeth casting shadows. Yeah, we'll just put in all the shadows and then come back with some light. And see how that works. Hopefully it'll work alright. Might help to zoom out just a little bit so we can see everything. This, I'm pretty sure, is a tooth. Alright. That is totally fixable, not a problem. Pretty sure this is a tooth. So we color it as such. There we go. Not a problem. Just kind of work everywhere. Okay. Autumn, hello! Yep. We're focusing on the teeth and gums. We got finished with the body. Or at least mostly finished with the body. We're taking a break from it. To work on the gums and the teeth. I could probably... be way more shadowy. There we go. And this could probably all be way more shadowy in here. Because it's totally hidden by the upper jaw there. How are you doing today, Autumn? Hope you're having a good day today. And thank you for stopping by. That's on the other side. Is there light there? Sure, we'll put in just a little hint right there, maybe. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. There. The eraser is your friend. Except for there. Except for there. Let's come down. Oh, shadow. Okay. Let's see. We would like... I actually want to put in shadows, like actual... These teeth are hanging over the side of the mouth, even though they look like they're curved inward. Why not? Why not? Because these ones out here are just gnarly. They are super gnarly looking. What do you look like doing that? Kind of creepy and weird and not good. Not creepy and weird in a good way. Oh. I'm doing pretty tired today. Pretty tired. Oh man. I spent the night at my parents' house to babysit their rescue dogs because they went to my sister-in-law's graduation yesterday, and she lives in a town that's like 4 hours away. My parents didn't want to take the dogs because they're really cumbersome. They're rescue dogs, so they're not in the best of shape. They're in better shape now than they were, but they're still not really like great traveling condition. And I did not need to watch them at all. They would have been fine. Oh, so totally fine. Because my parents were like, you know, are you going to spend the night? Can you spend the night? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And they're like, okay, Bobby gets up really early to like use the bathroom at like 5 o'clock. And I was like, alright, then it's probably good, I'm going to spend the night. Bobby would have slept until 7 if I let him. He would have slept in. Oh man. He was not happy when I woke him or his brother up, Newt. Newt. Like, you know, give him some love taps and like, hey, wake up, bud. And he's like, opened his eyes and then he just nestled into his bed even more. And he's the capable one. He can still see and hear. Bob can't. And like, as soon as Newt was done outside, he went straight back in the house and nestled back into bed. I'm like, alright. But, yeah. So, a little tired because I was afraid all night that Bob was going to get up and need to go outside, and because he's blind and deaf, he doesn't know where he's going. So I actually slept on the couch downstairs with them to make sure none of that happened. So I didn't have any messes to clean up or leave, because my parents were like, let us clean it up. I'm like, alright. And I could have stayed at home. So a little tired because I was constantly waking up to make sure dogs were not roaming around in the middle of the night. But hey, it's all over now. I can relax. And I also went, oh my god. So I slept pretty awful last night. When I got home, I still went on my walk. And when I went on break, I was like, god damn, why am I so tired? I should be fine. It's like, no, I went on a 2-mile walk after sleeping restlessly. And Louse. Louse NL, thank you. Oh, or Loss. Probably Loss. There you go. Thank you much. These lines are not my own. I am just a colorist. The lines that I am coloring are by Mortal Shinobi on DeviantArt. We'll throw a link up here. Boop. There we go. Yeah, don't you love being an animal sitter? It can be grand. Now, if they had normal dogs, I would not have needed to spend the night at all. But they're not normal dogs. They're rescue dogs with sensitive tummies and old bodies, so they get rice and chicken. Yeah, those teeth. These teeth. They are gnarly. Yes, grab that color. I'm gonna come back here, and we're gonna add just like the faintest of shading, just to make sure this isn't flat looking. Honestly, I'm just gonna kind of scribble a little bit. There we go. I might even add a darker color too, and just red that up. There we go. So we can get some dimension back here. Just a little bit. There we go. Zoom out so we can actually see what we're looking at. I can't wait to shade those teeth. Is there any place... The gums are really light though. Because the gums are light. We have them be light for a reason. Now they're more pinky, but that's okay. Let's just work a little bit more. Render just a little bit more. Oh, God, no. Don't color on the wrong color. There we go. Much better. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Oh. Yep. Day 9 did just go live. What the hell is he doing today? Dota? Are you doing Dota today? I can't tell. Get the full message, please. Yep, it's Day 9 Learns Dota Day. I miss the StarCraft days. Those were nice. Seriously, just like scribble? I did. That's okay. We can. I didn't realize I was coloring with it too dark of color. I do also do lines sometimes. Indeed, I have a DeviantArt of my own, actually. Most of the work is just color work. But I do draw. And I do take commissions as well. And art trades, actually. Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to check that out. I appreciate it. Oh, don't use that color. There we go. Hiya. Oh, thanks. Yeah, the draw this again is quite old. I already missed the due date, I think, that I set for myself to do another one. Because I do know where I can improve. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, there we go. This area was a little flat. There, okay. That. Come here. There we go. All the colors. I'm not sure about this piece right there. Oh wow, it's your first day on Twitch. Yes, there is a lot to take in. Gamers, creative streamers, and the thousands of different genres of each. Yeah, it's quite a lot to take in. There's usually a little bit of something for everyone, though. If you can find the person. Mm-hmm. I do art trades. And I do art trades with people of all skill levels. Literally all skill levels. It does not matter if you just picked up a pencil today, or if you're a professional, I will do an art trade with anyone. Like, my only requirement is do your best? That sounds probably more intimidating than I want it to. Don't stress out over it. There you go, that's much better. That's actually what I mean, is like, that's my only requirement, is don't stress about it. But yeah, art trades. Oh, I guess I never listed that, did I? Whoops. Oh, that's right, because like on my thing I don't have like art trades open. I just have like, here's commissions that you can buy through points. I didn't even mention that I take PayPal either. That is all my bad. How are we looking here? Okay, we're gonna stop working on the gums and start working on the teeth. And then take a look at everything as a whole and see what we need to do from there. Because we're gonna try to make some chrome teeth. Some chrome-like teeth. And it may or may not work. Chrome is pretty stark. Chrome is like uber stark. Sure, we'll try a couple. Oh, an art trade is where, like, I would make a sketch for you, and then you would make a sketch for me, based on what each one of us would like. And it could be really stupidly simple. It could be like, draw me a tree in your backyard. And you could say, draw me a pet that you used to have, or... And that's like really out of the box though. It's usually like, draw my original character and I'll draw one of your original characters. That's a little bit more standard. I tend to ask for odd things though, depending on who I'm doing an art trade with. One person, I think I got a horse? Not a horse, a tiger? They're in my favorites. I keep track of all of them if they're on DeviantArt. Where are you? Trades, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, horses. Yeah, I got one of horses, I got one of tigers from someone. Some original character art from people. Yeah. Oh, wrong color. Yep. I'm gonna put in this highlight first here, so I don't lose track. And it's just a scribble. We're scribbling. Wrong color. The eraser will be our friend on these teeth. There we go. Yeah, yep. I also do Kiraban things too. Sometimes I do art giveaways for like getting my 100,000 view on DeviantArt. Illy Dragonfly won that, and yes, I made her a piece of art to what she wanted, basically. I haven't done a Kiraban in a long time. These are background teeth. a smaller brush. Okay. Broad strokes first. Like so. Just put in some general shapes to see if we even like what we're doing. And Loss, if you have any questions for me at all, feel free to ask. Doesn't have to be related to what I'm doing, it can be related to whatever. Well, thank you. I've had some practice. I've got some hours of practice under my belt. Now from back there, it's kind of hard to see. And we don't have enough. Don't have enough yet. I should probably look at a piece of chrome. To find out. Because reflections, reflections everywhere in chrome. So not only is there like a dark spot, there will also be like a shiny spot in there too. You don't want to leave the mid color out though. Make things look weird. So we need... That might be too much detail for the teeth, actually. Oof. But I want to put in so much detail. I like detail. Oh, thanks! Thank you for adding me to your watch on DeviantArt. Boop, have a llama. That's one thing I do like about DeviantArt that I like that they kept, even though it was an April Fool's thing, is the llamas. It's the llamas. It's a nice way of saying, I saw that you favorited something, or I saw that you visited my page, or I saw that you watched me, without like leaving a million thank yous on other people's profiles. Oh. Oh, don't be scared of llamas. The ones on DeviantArt, though, they're harmless. Some of them have top hats, even. Dapper llamas. Let's see if that's too much. It's kind of too much. The chromie. Okay, start over. The chrome was just too powerful. The teeth are too small. The image is not large enough to have chromey teeth. But we can still have shiny teeth. It's not to say we can't have shiny teeth, because, oh, we can. Hopefully we can have shiny teeth. I'm not very good at rendering shiny things. Actually, that might just work very handily. What drawing tablet do I use? I use a Wacom Intuos size medium. It's an older generation, like from 5+ years ago. I should probably just link to the damn thing. I don't think they make it anymore, honestly. Well, they probably do. It's not that old. But if you're having trouble drawing straight lines, we'll save this. We'll select everything. we've got our light color. If you're having trouble drawing straight lines and you don't mind having this tapered color where you go from really light to solid color, if you just want a nice solid line, and if you're using GIMP, this is also if you're using GIMP, on your brush tab, you can come over here and go Dynamics off, put a dot where you want to start from, and then hold the Shift key, and you can draw straight lines for days. Let's see, and if you want to draw a straight line across, you hold Shift, and then press Control, and it will lock your line to certain angles. So if you just want to draw straight across, you just tap over here, hold down Shift to get the line, and then Control, and then tap on the next place you want to go. And same here, and you can snap these to any angle. There we go. Hopefully that was helpful. Oh dear. There we go. Okay. Let me see if I can just quickly... Yep, Wacom.com. I've got the model number. Products. Pen Intuos. Oh, turn this around. Can I just search for the software? Oh dear. Ooh, they may not make what I use. Okay. Let me just search really quick. In Intuos, I think it's PTK-440. And it's the medium one. It's not the small one. Oh, if you're not meaning like just straight lines like to make a box, and loss Lauren, thank you for stopping by today, really appreciate it. I'll catch you later. Have a good day. If you mean you're having trouble making straight lines, or even just like a nice curved line and you still have this little waver, everybody has that waver. Everybody. Even Fiji has this waver in her lines. It's pretty subtle, but if you zoom in, if you get the chance to zoom in on any of her sketches, her lines are this wavy. None of them are like super straight. And the only way to like get really non-wavy lines is a gesture, where you have to kind of flick your tablet pen. But that's why people do sketches and then different line work. Even Fiji, she'll do a really loose sketch of like a person's face. It's an ear. And then she'll tighten it up and start putting her construction in it. And then she'll tighten it up even more and, you know, put noses and mouths and whatever in it, but she'll still have a waver to her lines. If you're looking for a way to get rid of that, do your sketch and then use the Paths tool, because the Paths tool can make all the lines as smooth as you want them to be, even though that's really fat. And I do have a tutorial, I think, on DeviantArt how to use the Paths tool. There we go. Ooh. There we go. And that's generally the tool that I use to make my really tight lines. My really, really tight lines. And that usually ends up making my stuff look stiff, but my initial sketches are already stiff, because I'm still not a pro. But yeah. It's the initial sketch is that brings life to things. Hope that helped as well. Oh, wrong layer. Boop. There we go. And if you want me to, I can link to that tutorial with the Paths tool. Although I'm not sure if you use GIMP or not, but I think nearly every art program has something similar to it. Yeah. Okay, it's disguised as an inking tutorial, where I specifically use the Paths tool, and I go into pretty decent detail on how to use it. Hiya. Copy that. Paste that. Yeah, it's definitely not just you. It's not just you. That's why, if I post something that's just a sketch, it has a lot of hairy lines. And by hairy lines, I mean disjointed things like this. But then I'll just go back over it and make them a little bit more solidified, but I'll still have these little hairy buggers hanging out, and that's because I do have a waver to my hand if I'm trying to draw a certain thing. It's barely there, it's right there, but it's there. So if I post just a sketch, it usually looks super hairy, kind of gross. But if I want to post a finished work, I definitely use this thing. And that gets really smooth lines. And you can use any tool. You can use the paintbrush to draw with it. You can use the pen with it. You can use the eraser even. Boop. Yeah, even people who've been drawing all their lives will still have a waver. Oh dear, what have I done? Oh, wrong. That's what I've done. This, there we go. There we go, okay. And I never mind when someone hijacks a stream with a question. It's totally fine. I don't mind demonstrating stuff at all. I would not be streaming if it wasn't okay to be interrupted. There we go. Just... Nice. Okay. How are the pseudo shiny teeth looking? Pretty sharp and poorly shaded. Really sharp and poorly shaded. That's fixable though. And the poorly shaded comes from the colors being too dark. The colors are way too dark to start with. There. That's a little too pink. Might still be a little too pink. We'll see. We'll zoom out eventually, and we'll see. And I must say, it was a pleasant surprise to have someone on Twitch be from DeviantArt and not be a troll. Basically, it was just a surprise to have a new person not be a troll, because that's apparently what I'm expecting every single time a new name pops up in Twitch, is troll. That won't always be the case, though. And the only reason why I have that feeling is because, that's all I was getting for a while. just asshats coming in. But I think we can start relaxing a little bit about that. And just need to keep reminding myself to read the comments like in my head before actually reading them out loud. And like taking the time to recognize what the person is saying, because usually the first thing they type gives them away right away. That's the eraser. There we go. It's a little bit better. Something's bothering me right here. It's because you're too dark. It's because you're too dark. It's because this is too dark. We can reserve that color, the darker color, for down below, where it would make a little bit more sense. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Trolls target everyone. And most of the time they're not even, like, putting any effort into it either. They're not clever or anything. It's like they just come in your chat and say, "I love Trump," and then it's immediately ban time. I guess the next thing they're gonna say is probably gonna be even worse. Or I had one person come in and they're like, "Cancer is awesome," and I was like, oh god, why? Why? How do I handle this? Oh yeah, ignore! You ignore all the trolls. Because even if a troll comes in and they're like witty and clever about their thing and I get a chuckle out of what they say, I don't know how to be witty and clever back. Just, I don't. Because I'm in serious, slightly serious mode. And which is also fun killer mode, where I just give a blatant real answer. And it sucks the fun out of the whole situation for everybody. I don't know how to troll the trolls back. I just... nope. Wrong color. Ooh. Ooh. Thank you, Amber. You did make me feel a lot better. A lot better. Thank you. On today, this very tired day, that counts for a lot. What am I doing? There we go. This is weird. Shiny things are weird. Mainly because these teeth right here are in the background. Those teeth are on the other side of the jaw, the top of the jaw, and they're not a continuation of this thing. So we have to kind of separate them. We need to find a way to separate them. Probably by making them darker. Shoving them back into space a little bit by making them darker. So we can then use this to highlight instead. That should work. Which means we kind of should have done the same thing for the gums. Okay. Noted. I just realized this is the back of these teeth. Shading's gonna be a little different, too. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't erase. What do you look like now? Teeth are very obviously in a different plane. But the gums, yeah, we're gonna fix the gums right meow. This color, yes. That, nope. Yes, there we go. Everything is round. It's become a mantra, everything is round. But it works. It really works as a mantra, though. That's just to remind you about everything has a shape to it. Nothing is flat. Unless it is flat, you know, like a desk. Or a hunk of metal, like a steel cube or something. There we go. Much better. Now that's shoved back into space just right. Or at least better than it was. Okay. We're pretty much done with that. Alright, when I get super focused, voice drops down to like counselor whispery mode. I never know if people can still hear me or not. One thing, has Twitch fixed itself yet? A little bit. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. How are those? They could be a little shinier, but they're, maybe? Just a little bit. Not hugely. Just a little bit more than they were. Sure. Okay, where is... Okay, this is the actual 100% view of this piece. I don't think you... Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see it down here. It's right behind the whale tongue. Let's see. Oh, this tooth. Okay. This tooth. It's a little darker. With a little... light. There we go. Okay, these teeth have two light sources. These teeth have two light sources. These guys. One of them is a kick light. It's very strong. There's not a lot of room for shading. It's what this green light is. Then the top light is also super strong. So, okay, we'll erase where our light is gonna go. to start with. So it's not going to hit every single tooth. And it might hit it in different areas, like that. Because everything is round. Okay. There's that guy. And then this, and then the rest of these teeth are going to be far enough inside the mouth to not really get any more light than that. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. I just realized something, but that would have been a small nightmare. Is Mortal Shinobi's lines are pixelated. That is to say that they have a very hard edge to them compared to this multi-pixel soft shading next to it. I could have shaded this critter as a pixel art piece, but that probably would have taken me a week to do. One, because I'm not too versed in pixel art, and two, because it would just be a lot of detail. It would still be like the same process of like, you block in color here and there, and then you add in some pixel groups here and there, and just carry on, so on and so forth. But my god, is it faster to work with a brush. Okay, these teeth, can't forget that these teeth are still shiny though. Probably add in a little more shine than what they have. Some core shadow down these dudes. A little bit more right there. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, we'll just add super bright, not so super bright. Okay. And then tweak this down to green for the under light, the kick light, and hope it works and it doesn't look weird or too cluttered or what have you. Oof, that was bright. Okay. Well, up top we just had like a shine. Oh, okay, that's why. Up top we just had a shine. So we have like a spot that is shiny. Okay. Already forgot about it. So just erase a little bit to give that shiny spot a little more pop. It's no big deal. Easily fixed. More or less. Zoom out so we can see. Ooh! A nice impact here. Not so much there. I think we can fix that though. Honestly, just by making it a little darker, because it's not very dark right in through here. But it totally could be. Because these guys, this group of teeth right here, look pretty nice from far away. There's a high contrast on them. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Okay, good. Sucks when you're not on the right layer. Much better. Okay, we'll add in just a little bit. Just to make these shiny like the rest. Same texture. Okay, that was just the eraser. Sweet. So now we just have these bottom teeth. And then we look at the piece as a whole to see if we need to tweak anything. Okay. So after this, I'll actually have one more hour to stream, but I'll probably be done by then with this piece. The question is, what do I do afterwards? Because I don't think I could finish another piece in an hour unless, one, it was either really tiny, or two, I just did a really sloppy loose job. So that leaves... oh, I could practice drawing. We can practice drawing. Because I actually will be doing that tomorrow as well for a full stream, just drawing. I'll be drawing poppies, specifically. Flowers, because I need the practice. Because last time I painted a poppy, it turned out looking like a bowl. It's just... I need some practice. One, because can't really draw a poppy from memory too well. It's like, yeah, the basic shapes are there, but kind of need just a little bit more than the basic shapes. Okay, we're almost done. We can add in some shiny ers. Almost. Yep. We want to leave this, these bottom teeth with these nice big gray areas, because there's more light touching them than up here. Boop. 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 There we go. Okay, and then the blue. Some shadow, some blue. More shadow, some blue. Almost. I missed one. Totally just straight up missed a tooth. Okay. There. Oh, and another one. Anybody else? It's just a tiny... there we go. Okay. Can already see a couple spots. Might need a hand. Like this. It's a little too shiny. Because the jaw is below everything else, so it's not going to get that nice, bright light like it does on the top. Okay, we can still see through the little skin flaps, the jaw behind. Or the mouth behind. It's good. Coffee. Straw. Drinking coffee with a straw. The only thing I think we need to do is some background, which in this case is really foreground, because right now I think it's just, yeah, it's just black. So let's choose a bluish gray, not a bluish gray, a greenish blue and a red. You should actually... that color. You're both that color, okay. There we go. Much better. And we'll see what it does. I'd like bilinear, please, and this is 25, so like 12 something or other for the center, and weird, but cool. I don't know how well you guys can see what just happened, but I'll Control Z it. So this is black background. This is putting some color to all of the black, like all of it. I do enjoy those colors, but the rigidity of the gradient kind of kills things a little bit. Like, it needs to be a little bit more organic looking, which is fine. I mean, that's easily taken care of. 30 miles from Mountain Home. Oh no. Parents might have expected me to stay at their house all day today. Ooh. To babysit their dogs. But, I went over there at... Ooh, it's break time. Never mind. Never mind. I'm gonna get up, stretch, all that good stuff. And when I come back, we'll finish off the background of this lovely piece. I'll meet you back here in about 3 minutes. Alright, we are back and I quickly need to text things. There. The last time I saw my parents' dogs was 4 hours ago, which is probably about the limit that the dogs can handle, but parents are really close to home, so that's good. That's good. Alright, finish up the background of this, and then we'll draw some flowers. Just for funsies. There we go. Huge. Huge and smudgy. Or... that's not quite what I was looking for, but... no, don't smudge. There we go. Let me put this back. Actually, we can have a third color that is just straight up blue. There we go. Yep, and my mom's garden is thriving. She's constantly texting me right now. Oh. There we go, okay. Yeah, I tried to pick onions from my mom's garden last night for dinner, and I freaked out a little bit when a tiny little worm fell out of the roots of the onion. Not the actual onion itself. The actual onion itself was fine. I just freaked out a little hard because I guess I'm not totally acclimatized to the idea of garden food. Or like the actual eating of garden food. Like, the idea of garden food is awesome until you see a little tiny worm pop out of somewhere that probably was... because the onions cut them up, they looked great. Absolutely great. The first two I chopped up were great, actually. Oh, no, I want this color. But I just freaked... on the third onion, I freaked out a little too hard. I've got the red where I want the red, the green where I want the green, for the most part. Oh god, and the blue where I want the blue. So now we just kind of need to marry these things together. More or less. Make sure that's the action, yes. Oop. Okay, so maybe the background needs to be a different color altogether. Because the green color really works for down here, the blue really works for up here, and the red really works for the middle. And the mouth, essentially. How do we get them to all play nicely, other than having that gradient? Which we could totally try having again. Okay. Try things this way. I do like... You can do it. I do like the gradient. We just need to get blue up here instead of... So we have 3 colors instead of 2, essentially. Maybe. Maybe. I think I have... Yeah, I have a second set of lines that we can experiment with too. Because it could just be everything in here. Why does that look so weird? What is going on? What is this? Oh. Okay, I see. I'm not hitting Control Z, I'm hitting Control A way too many times. Okay. I pixelized the lines, apparently. Okay. Save. Hang on. Yeah. Just make everything black, and then... Grab. Thank you. Grab. Ooh, that's not gonna look good. That's not gonna look good. Yeah. Damn it. Cannot win. Cannot win. That's what I was gonna try to do. Is like leave the background black, but color everything else. Color everything else is red. Or we settle for a gradient. I don't want to. I don't want to settle for a gradient. We could do just red. Is that all red? Yeah, that's all red. Okay. Bubbles. I really like the green. Ugh. Ugh. The struggle is real. Okay. Oh, instead of being linear, I can just do... Yeah, we can just do that to make it a little easier. Okay. There we go. Almost. Sure. It will work. It works. Might change that color though. Okay, so... Yes. We're gonna have some bubbles. Where's my bubble brush? Is this you? Yes, it is. Okay. Lighter. And probably... I don't know how much darker. Okay, we're gonna save. Make sure we're on the right layer. Yep, brand new layer. And... put in bubbles. Yep, some of them will be in front, some of them won't. These will just be kind of there. Help break up a little bit of the texture. Can we even see that? Barely. And we'll make some different sizes. Oh, and not do that. Don't do that. Where are you? There you are. Jesus. Oh, that's a little too much. Yeah, it's a little too much. Okay. Stick with you. Fine. Okay. And then we can put in actual bubbles. Clear bubbles. Okay. So now we'll get to learn how to make clear bubbles. This will actually probably be blue. Okay. With... Sure. Alright. The hard part is just getting a bubble shape that we like. It could be smaller. Hey! There we go. Okay. Bubbles are like crystals. They have a small entry point of light at the top, surrounded by a darker shadow. And then on the back side, light gets caught. So if our bubble is round, right, light gets caught and spread out on the back side. And then we can erase kind of the sides, but not all the way. Well, and then see what it looks like. Do you look like a bubble? You do, with really thick walls. So we're gonna de-thicken the walls, hopefully. Make them a little bit more delicate looking. Keyword hopefully. Or we'll just have to draw it again, which is not a big deal. There. Okay, and one thing I will do is blur this, there we go, together. Sure. Just kind of blur it together. Okay, with a little bit more detail. Never knew so much detail went into a bubble, did you? Now, they can be pretty simple. There we go. We just need a couple of those. And if you're really lazy, you could just copy paste and then rotate it to various degrees to make them look like different bubbles. It usually works better if you make a huge bubble and shrink it down to a tiny bubble. Where else? Let's put one over here. We'll use a smaller brush. And maybe our whole arm. And bubbles don't have to be perfectly round circles. They could literally be these little saucer plates. Because bubbles move. Like, they're not like the soap bubbles you blow outside, at least not under the water. Some bubbles even are just a canopy, and they have little stringadoos. They almost look like jellyfish when they float upwards, because that's where air wants to go. And so that can lend many different shapes to all sorts of bubbles. Whole arm, almost. Hurt, almost. We can use it though. There. I drew that with my entire arm from the shoulder, which is technically the proper way to draw. So you don't draw just from the wrist, because if you draw just from the wrist, you have this range. If you draw from the shoulder, you have this range. Oh dear. Oh dear. I broke it. Oh no, I broke it. That's okay. It's fine. That's what the eraser's for. There. Ta-da. Yeah. If you draw from the shoulder, you have the entire screen at your disposal. And this is, like, from the elbow, you kind of do, but you're limited up and down wise. Back and forth, sure. So you have to move your whole arm. Alright. Enough of that. And I'm using purple for no good reason. We actually don't really need it, though. We don't really need it. It's not to say you should draw from your shoulder every single stroke. Sometimes you do need just a tight area that needs detail. But the general rule, at least school-wise, for school, is you draw from the shoulder. I would do that for big general shapes, definitely, but for tiny detail work, nah. Yeah, it's a little much on the shine here. The smaller the dot, the brighter the light, for some reason. Okay, except for that one. That one didn't turn. How did I do this one? Oh. Consistency. Urgh. There we go. That's better. May not need so much. There. The eraser definitely is your friend. It can add back in details that you might have lost or thought you lost. Surprisingly. There we go. We need either 1 or 3 more. Or, no, actually, odd numbers usually catch the eye, and they don't look as weird as even numbers do, depending, though, on what you're making. Hang on, real quick, come here. This. There we go. Don't want the bubbles obscuring the signature. Of which we're gonna have, I think, a tiny bubble. But what kind of tiny bubble? It could be one of these. Why don't we make a weird one? The other one was kind of weird, but no, I don't know. Nope. Nope, I want tiny. There we go. Shrink that down. Got a little bit more round. How's that? we zoom out and it's a tiny bubble. You might need one here, one or two over here, because bubbles usually don't travel alone, which is actually a really good point. Bubbles don't travel alone. This one's tiny enough. There we go. We can go bloop. And to make it look not exactly like the one below, merge. There we go. Okay, so speaking of not alone, we can just have real tiny, maybe not that tiny, indications of other bubbles. Like, that might be too small, but okay, it's also in the wrong hurt area. Because we want him to travel in a path. And be kind of odd. Words are escaping me right now. That might actually do better. Hang on. Yep. This might actually do better. Down here. There we go. Almost looks like a person. Holding it up. Ah, there we go. There we go. Little trail bubbles. Which makes me want to really go overboard and just put a crap ton of frickin' bubbles around the jaws there. Yep, that's kind of going wee that way. That's fine. Not sure if I want to leave this as is, because there's, like, empty spots. Maybe we can grab this guy, who's far too tiny right now, there, and make a little more obvious bubbles. There we go. A little more obvious bubbles. Well, they usually start big and get really small, so yeah. There, start big, and they tend to get really tiny. That's a much better filler. Okay, much better. Who knew those little... And this is just the shape. Like, it's totally random. Who knew that that would make decent bubbles? And it is getting really bright, Mr. Sunshine, why? Makes it harder to see. There we go. Oof. Need to change the color of this. Ah, and do my usual signature color. Why not? Boop. This is my usual signature color. It may be a familiar color to some of you. Where do I put this? I want to put it in the box, but I don't want to cover anything else. How tiny do we need to be to fit you in the box without hurt? Nope. Actually, we won't be able to see it if I make it, Yep. Damn it. Oh, what we can do instead is grab this color. No. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna duplicate the layers really quick to see if this will work. Oh. Oh no, oh, it is the flats. Okay. It is the flats. I should have left the bubbles. I should have left the bubbles. Because now there's just a weird cutoff. Okay. Kind of. There's still a weird cutoff. Oh god, no. What am I doing? Okay. Making this blend in. So now I could technically do the signature anywhere, although I guess there is fine. There. There. Sure, why not? I actually want to... Yeah. I actually want to move this. Either like here or over on the other side. Okay, that's a little too close. Let's flip, 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 and then move. Might need to actually rotate you just a little bit. There we go. And have it come off the M, maybe? Yep, I like. I am gonna make my signature a little bit bigger now that I don't have an actual size constraint. I try to make my signature equal or smaller than the other person's. Because I'm not the original artist, that's why I put colors on it. That looks really weird. That just looks really weird. Well, actually no, I couldn't. I could not put the bubbles behind anything because it's all black. Anyways. Oof. Oh, that's why. That's why he gets knocked around. I see my cord. Touches you, don't it? It gets touched, okay. We'll save, we'll export. Yep. And then we'll find some poppies. Because we don't have poppy fields where I'm from. So actually, that's great. These are great examples. So I think my mom wants something. Come here. There we go. Oh, nope. Not yet. Not yet. Have to wait. One to two, 2 to 3, 2 to 4. Okay. I've got about a half hour left or so to stream. Are you done? There we go. Save. Close. New. Yes. Oof. Not that dark. Half hour left to stream, and we're gonna draw some poppies. Sketch. And this is actually gonna go down 10. There we go, to a 50. So we can use whatever color we want. There we go. And it's gonna be saved. Do I have a studies folder? Yes, I do. I do. Oh. Poppies. Okay. Hiya. I'm just gonna search literally the word poppy and then find some of these, and then we'll resize them and stick them off to the side. And we will see if we can use them as reference. Grab that one. That one's probably actually a really good one. Ah, here we go. Mom wanted orange, the bright orange, not the coral or the red, but orange. There we go. Dude. Oh, and the fields. We need a poppy field so we can practice with that as well. Because I think, yeah, yep, that's exactly what I thought I was gonna have to do. Okay. So we can practice drawing some landscapey at the background because we're gonna have a few large poppies in the painting. But there's also gonna be, like, you know, a field of poppies because they usually grow in fields. Okay. Can we get just a full view of a poppy flower? Well, a plant, an individual maybe. Because it's hard to find, like, from the ground to the flower picture. Ha! Is that one? Oh, they grow in clumps, like bushes. Clumps like bushes. I think. That doesn't really look like a poppy. I don't think that... No, that is. This is a weird poppy. It's... Let's see if we can find another one. This one... Yeah. Get this one out of here. Because I'm like, I've never seen the leaves of a poppy. We just usually get to see the flower and a little tiny bit of a stem. And that's usually it. Now this looks like a felt poppy, actually. Is it? It is. You can see the little hairs. Okay. That's okay. We might have enough information to be able to draw them. Sure. From these images we shall make poppies. There we go. Put this sketch on the top. There. There. Now I seriously, I went to Google or Bing or whatever the hell my search engine is and just snagged a couple of images. Because we're not looking to, like, trace or anything, we're looking to interpret. Handmade, there we go. Oop, nope. Nope. Sure, we can do some white. Okay. We can do just solid lines. So we can kind of get the form down. And we'll just practice drawing the shapes that we see. Although that one I probably should not have shrunk. Whatever. Whatever. We'll do this guy. We'll kind of draw it bigger, too. So... Here's the outline. The silhouette. And then there is kind of a petal. What shape is that? I don't know. We have a round dude, a whole bunch of little spikes. And the flower goes this way. And it is wavy, but I'm not going to put the wave in, just to keep things simple because we are learning. That makes things a little bit easier, is to keep the shapes simple. I honestly think this goes all the way over here. I can't tell if there's an extra petal right there or not. And then this... Well, this actually comes down And this kind of comes up and, yeah, that's a wave, damn it. More or less. There's probably a little bit more shape to these. And this would go all the way in. Can't really see where that would go. This probably comes out here. And there might be another petal right here. And then this is a petal, I think. And this particular one has little black dealy bobs on it. So that's a very ugly general shape. But it has a very thin, yeah, very thin stem. And these usually have little hairs on it too, I think. But they're so fine, painting them in would not be very economical. It wouldn't be great. It'd be a little too much detail, a little too busy. You might be able to get that detail in with just the texture of the brush that you use. That's a thing. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and actually do this right next to this. The center of this. Now in painting, it's probably going to be simplified quite a bit. Okay, that's this part. And then it kind of comes out and around. Yeah. So we can get rid of this part and make this a little bit more of the oval shape. And then there's lines that come down. They come down and then they come out. Except there's a lot more of them. There's a lot more of them. Probably one like there, there, here. Actually, that's probably, well, sure, kind of. Okay, so that's a rough interpretation of that. And then we have all of this, which would probably be just the texture of the brush, or we don't even bother. I don't know. It's gonna be a little more flat. But once we find these shapes, then we just practice drawing them over and 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 over again. And that's not to say once we do that and have them memorized to do it only from memory, that would still be sucky. It's great to always have a reference so you can be as accurate as possible. And actually, yeah, this does kind of continue. There we go. Those things. I shouldn't have shrunk it. Let's see if I can find that exact image again. Come here. Dude. This guy. Okay. Mainly because I don't know the shape of these little tiny doodads. There we go. Oh, weird. Oh, weird. My god, this looks like it could be a Pokemon, just this part right here. Okay. So, that's a detail. So this line doesn't go all the way down. This line right here does not. if we were doing like a real life study in our final painting, we would take the time to paint all these details in. For now, we're learning what is there so we can make the decision of what to leave out when we get to the actual painting. It's like, what are the simple shapes that make up a poppy? Because then you just need those general shapes. For the most part, it's not about what you put into it, it's what you leave out. That's weird. Okay, and these things, they're almost like snake tongues. They come up, and then they have this, except not to that degree. More or less. And then there's just a ton. Just a ton. But they still follow the shape. The circular shape of the poppy. More or less. Doot, 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 doot. I think I meant to put those there. Okay, so we can already kind of figure out what we're going to leave out of a painting. Unless we happen to have the room. The painting that will eventually be made is going to be enormous. Like 6 foot. Probably by at least 3 foot. So we would have the room to actually put this in. Something I'm not looking too forward to. Okay. Well, hey, now we can kind of actually see what's going on here. This whole thing is a petal. It's huge. This whole shenanigan is a petal. Nick's a sketch, yeah. Unless it breaks off, like, right here, which I don't think it does. Because I think poppies only have, like, 5 or 6 petals. 1. I think this is 2? Okay, they have more than that. Way more than that, but some of them are just enormous. And we also gotta check out the wave. We can totally do the wave. Petal definition. It's really hard to see the petal definition on the inside. On the inside right here. Especially like this one ends about here, and I think this one pops up, and then there's just a petal on the outside in between. And then, Jesus. To get that wave, then this breaks in, and then this does, and then this does. Weird. This fold it over. Studying is hard. Studying is hard. Okay. So we were right in that there is a thing here, and there is a petal behind it. Okay, let's try that again. Just make a new layer. Turn that other one off. And try the same flower again. This time... Nope. We'll keep it large. Okay. Okay, that's actually it's closer here than it is here, because we kind of have this shape. More or less, just more round. This is actually pretty fatty. Just the general shape of this thing, and then the thing inside of it. How can we see blue? Oof, not that well. How about yellow? Okay. Oh, I haven't gotten to hear Starbound in a long time. Now we'll go for some wave. That's a really bad generic wave. Okay. This one definitely goes that way. Which means that one probably does too, which means these come in this way. And yes, this does actually do this. Cool. And then there's actually a pedal behind it that wraps around. Okay. Try and make this make a little more sense. Okay. Where do you pop up? You pop up at like mid? And it just kind of goes wee. Yep. And then a few smaller ones, and then it kind of disappears because this comes out, sort of, more or less. Let's do that again. This comes out. This actually hides that. There's a couple of these, and then boop. And then sure. One of those actually folded behind. Zoom in. Let's do that again. Oh, my eye twitched. God freaking A. I'm gonna put that there, just cause. Okay. Doesn't have to be totally exact, but we'll do that. And that. And that. There we go. Okay, just exaggerate in some places. And then, ooh, you come up. And in. Okay. Because this guy cuts in, like so. What happens? This is an oval edge. That's okay. That's okay. This one kinda go on a journey. We can kind of give it its own. That's horrible. Let's do that again. Okay, so we're gonna follow this outside edge to something like that. Okay. there's a dip, and then it comes up. And then this. This. And a wee. Okay. So this one does do that. And this does do that. To an extent. Okay. There we go. This one also comes in though. Except, yeah, kind of, like, sure, we'll leave it that way. This guy does that. Oh my god, the 3D is weird. I'm not used to 3D. Really not used to 3D and ribbons and such. Okay, so from here, this guy pops up. He just kind of willy-nillys until about there. And then, yeah. Let's do that again though. Okay, oh dear, oh dear. Fold, okay. That comes in, and then you just kind of, there we go. Needed that space there because there's a pedal behind it. And from this, of course, there's obviously, well actually it's kind of, yeah, kind of like that. So there's this. Hurt. There we go. More or less. Huge pedal, and that these lines do come down right here and here. And there's more or less kind of a smooth pedal behind it. So we have this guy, and then we've got this guy. Yeah? Which, okay. Actually, it meets up about here. Okay. We'll just toss him over there. Okay. And then I think some of these go like that, which means this comes out. We probably don't even see that one. I think that's how that works. That is not how that works. Sure, well... There's a lot of folds in them, so the key thing to take away from this is we need to practice these folds. There we go. See the fold, and then it comes back over here, and then around, and then whoop. That's what we need practice on. But that's not the only thing we need practice on. We need practice on rendering a field. A field of poppies. So we can actually just color pick some colors. Come up here and let's grab which brush? This brush? It's a little tiny. That's a little hard to see. We'll hit OK. This guy. And then we'll just turn off all of that. Pick this sky color so we can actually see what we're doing. There we go. Grab our orange back. Okay. but we also need the composition. Okay. Composition. Let me stutter. More or less. More or less. Okay. Come back up here. Not the bubble brush. No. This. Okay. This is... We'll just do a really generic... Actually... It won't have the distance that we'd like, probably. Oh, that is my end time, but I'm gonna finish rendering this sloppy little dude out before I go. Because we can. It's really tiny. Okay. This does go back here, but this also kind of goes back here. Okay. And then these guys start out really tiny, and they actually stay tiny until about here. They're pretty densely packed, or they look like they are densely packed. And then they're a little bit less densely packed, a little more sparse. They start getting a little more sparse. This is where we need more green, though. This is where we need this green again. Can I? Oof. Nope. Okay. Fill this in. Don't mind if I cover the painting. We don't need it anymore. This is probably too big. There. Because then we'll start seeing individual poppies, but they're still too far away to make out any detail. But they're not as densely packed anymore, and we'll try to gradiate from that dense solid color out to a more sparse place. I actually do kind of need that painting. just a little bit. Okay. So then this, they stay kind of that way till about there. I'm on the wrong layer, don't mind me. Okay, and then they get a little bigger and a little more sparse, but not too sparse because this is still a field. Until they get right up in her face, more or less, with some big ones. It's not perfect. That's the general idea. And of course we can add in color variation, blah 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 blah. Shadows and shading and all that crap. Should we care to? but this is just a really quick rendering to help understand the density. The density, because like, if we look at this painting, this just looks red back here, right? It just looks like there are no individual flowers of any kind until you get to about here, and then you can start seeing the specks of green in between. And even when they come up here, they're still pretty densely packed because they're pretty much small bushes. They feel like small bushes to me. Where's that? There we go. And we'll keep this. So they're still pretty densely packed, even when they're small. Like, ridiculously so. And we may just try rendering out a few paintings, because tomorrow I'm pretty much gonna do this on the computer, not traditionally, because it's a lot easier for me to do this quickly, and I won't waste a lot of materials doing it either. Which is like one of my biggest pet peeves, don't waste. There we go. And then like a couple of big ones. And the colors will change too. This is just a really loose way to interpret it, and that's where I'm gonna call it for today. So thank you everyone for watching. I greatly appreciate it, especially you lurkers. I hope you had a good lurk. And if you are new here, you can always hit that subscribe button on YouTube to get alerts of when I post new things or go live maybe. I don't know how that works. You can also hit that follow button on Twitch, and you can follow me on Twitter at JasmoColors. And I will catch you guys all next time.